Hey everyone, I want to quickly go through how to upgrade a test because that's probably the most important piece of functionality and how the TestSmart works. So as you know, we have all of our base tests and base components. Our tests are all built from those, and then essentially when there's a new version, we run our tests in advance, make any changes required to make sure that they work, and then make them available in our library. So you can then take that upgrade as expected and then verify that the tests are working rather than the test breaking because of some weird change that Microsoft has done that you don't care about, right? Like you don't care if the button has slightly changed its ID. You just really care that the button is there and that it works for your company. There's a big problem with automation tests. You record them once and then they break the next time you run them. So we're trying to be smarter than that. We're automatically upgrading your tests whenever you need them so that it will work on that version. So I've got my test here that's available on version 22. I know that on version 22, there was a whole bunch of things that changed from 22 to 23, where that was expanding the sections and also, I'm just going to start this running in the background as we go through. So yeah, so when 22 came along, this was running on an old version of tables and also the expand all, which you'll see there's like a section that expands where you can suddenly expand the entire page in FinOps, changed as well. So that went from working in one way to not working. Now, anyone with RSAT tests, this would fail. In fact, all of the tests failed between these versions. So you literally, every test that you'd recorded suddenly had to be re-recorded because it was breaking. That's obviously like a waste of everyone's time. So we have this essentially method to upgrade them. So I'll take this test in 22, I'll say let's upgrade it to 28. Now it will tell me everything that has changed for my little library. Well, this is only one test, but it's going to tell me everything that has changed between those. So then I can see, okay, yes, I want to take these changes. So the main thing that's changed, well, just what we talked about is the tables, adding rows, and then also expanding sections. There's also a slight change to the way warning messages were displayed, so that's obviously picked up as well. So those are the big changes that came through. So when I press this continue button, it's essentially just going to make sure that this test that I've configured and was running on 22 will now run on 28. So I'll press continue, that will upgrade, and I'll press done. And then we can see here, we've got that test available in 28 now. Hopefully this is perfect. This is exactly where we expected it to fail. So it is essentially trying to click here and then go expand all, but it can't find it because that changed in between versions. So this test, it might have already failed. No, it's still running, but it's going to fail there because of that, right? Because this box is, if I go in here, oops, here, and go about, we can see this is on version 28, even though I'm running the 22 tests. Close that. And so we expected that to fail because running the 22 tests on 28, obviously the expand is not there. Right, so this is going to fail once it's worked out that the expand button is not there. But if we were to run this again, this one would now pass. So I'll actually do that in the background. Let's run it now. Okay. So I've jumped to the results section and you can see this is the 22 test that we ran. I can now go into the report. Yeah, so jumping into the report, we can see that it was unable to expand sections, again, because this is running 22 tests on 28. So we expected this to fail. I can go down to where it expected it to expand, and we can see here that it gets stuck, right? It can't find the expand as expected, and so the test fails. Fairly simple, but obviously like this is just a good way of showing it so that you can replay that. So if we were to take a look at the version that obviously ran in the background for 28, because the box is 28 box, so we've upgraded that 22 test to 28, we can see that it's passed. And that's just because the expand works and the tables are working expected, because all of the upgrade that we did for that test that sort of you can't really see, but we're doing it in the background, means that that test will work. And that's really the basis of the TestSmart. We're keeping these things up to date, allowing you this easy upgrade path so that your team really just upgrades the test, presses run, and then verifies the results. Very simple compared to these other conventional tools where you have to continuously record them, maintain them. We do all of that for you, just making it so that you just view the results. All right, thanks everyone.